Reports of 42 person were on you. I never won. Try lose you, try them up on me. Well.
Under a clear sky, the Nigerian flag flies proudly as Nigerians celebrate their victory over South Africa, filling the streets with joy and music, in contrast to the palpable concern on the face of the South African president, who asks for forgiveness for the suffering caused. As West African leaders look on from a distance, some with expressions of admiration and others with concern, South Africa faces the reality of its significant losses, praying it will never challenge Nigeria again. With fireworks lighting up the night sky, the Nigerian crowd sings and dances in celebration as President Tinubu sits in his office, reflecting on the future of his nation following this triumph. From high above Abuja, the Nigerian capital is decked out in waving flags and bright lights, symbolizing national pride. While in South Africa, a group of advisors discusses how to repair ties with Nigeria following the recent defeat. Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, calls Tinubu the president of Nigeria, begging all Nigerians for forgiveness over their mistakes, with tears and pains. On the streets, a vibrant Nigerian dance group performs to a cheering and clapping crowd, while in South Africa, news analysts discuss the implications of the current tensions, staring intently at a map of Africa. A bustling Nigerian market buzzes with joy and music as vendors sell fresh produce and colorful fabrics. But across the border, a South African border checkpoint shows officers standing idle, symbolizing the impact of strained relations on trade and movement. On a bright evening in Lagos, families gather for a cultural festival filled with traditional decorations and bright lights, while in South Africa, deserted streets reflect the nation's gloomy state following the breakup with Nigeria. In a thrilling Nigerian football match, fans cheer wildly as their team scores a goal, encapsulating national unity and spirit, while in Pretoria, South African leaders meet with grim faces, seeking to win back Nigeria trust. When the South Africans threw the first shot at Nigeria, they never knew they are united even in diversity, the Hausas, Igbos, and Yorubas as one. At a street festival in Nigeria, dancers in traditional costumes fill the air with joy and energy as the crowd joins in, contrasting with a tense news conference in South Africa, where journalists are questioning the government about its recent rift with Nigeria. From the Nigerian coast, the view of the Atlantic Ocean shows fishermen casting their nets and children playing on the beach, reflecting daily life amid celebrations, while an emergency meeting of African Union leaders discusses the crisis with flags waving in the background. A colorful parade in Nigeria fills the streets with floats decorated with cultural symbols and citizens dancing to the beat of drums, while a South African official sorts through diplomatic papers in a dark office, mulling urgent steps to restore relations with Nigeria. Under the shade of tall trees, Nigerian families gather for an outdoor meal, sharing traditional dishes and laughter, while in Johannesburg, activists hold a candlelight vigil, symbolizing determination and hope for reconciliation with Nigeria. I'm John Kelly, GC. At a vibrant Nigerian music festival, local artists fill the stage as the crowd moves to the music under bright lights, contrasting with the tense atmosphere of a South African family gathered around the radio, anxiously listening to updates on diplomatic negotiations with Nigeria. A beautiful sunset over the Nigerian savannah envelops a group of children playing football in a warm light, symbolizing hope and unity for the future, while in South Africa, business leaders gather in a boardroom, discussing the potential economic impacts of the conflict with Nigeria. At a vibrant Nigerian cultural exhibition, crafts, art, and traditional costumes draw visitors who admire the displays and interact with the artists, while a South African diplomat paces nervously around a conference room, preparing for a speech on peace initiatives aimed at restoring ties with Nigeria. At a football celebration in Nigeria, fans wave flags and chant enthusiastically after a victory, displaying their national pride, while in South Africa, concerned leaders gather at an operations center, analyzing reports on the current situation with Nigeria. A traditional Nigerian wedding ceremony celebrates love and unity between families, adorned with colorful costumes and allegorical dances, while in South Africa, an active parliamentary session is discussing the government approach to repairing relations with Nigeria in the face of growing public concern. In a picturesque Nigerian landscape, farmers harvest their crops under the warm sun, symbolizing resilience and hope, while in a South African newsroom, journalists debate intensely about the urgency of reporting on the evolving dynamics with Nigeria. At a lively street party in Nigeria, music and dancers fill the air as locals gather to celebrate their culture and heritage, contrasting with a quiet, dark South African office where diplomats draft a letter of apology to Nigeria, reflecting concern and determination. A group of young Nigerians are taking part in a community project, painting murals depicting unity and peace, symbolizing hope for the future, while in South Africa, a dramatic television debate captures the audience attention, with experts discussing possible paths to reconciliation with Nigeria. I am John Kelly, GC.